Hello dear learners. So today again I am back with next video. So in this video we will learn more about tuples. Okay, so first of all let's see, as I have written over here, functions returning two values. So how it will work? Functions. Okay, so it will return the two values. Let's see how it will work. So I have to define one function here. Okay, function. Okay, and I'm passing the argument. Just suppose I am taking integer 1 and integer 2. Fine, and I want to add, I want to multiply anything. Okay, that I simply want to do. Okay, so I am simply doing here add. Okay, add is equal to integer 1 plus integer 2, then I'll multiply. Okay, is equal to integer 1 multiply integer 2. Fine, and after that, yes, of course I have to return the value. So return what it has to return, add and multiply. Okay, fine, so I have to return this. So let's print and check, is it returning the same values that I want according to this. Okay, so I want simple function here, and let's pass the values for integer 1 and integer 2. Okay, just suppose I have passed these values. Okay, if I will save this and I will run this, and let's check the output over here. What's the output? Okay, it is saying that unexpected indent, where define function. Okay, let me run again, because indenting was something like, it is saying here is a problem, integer 1. Okay, fine, what is the it is saying invalid syntax. So why is it so invalid? And it is saying, oh, so sorry, I forgot to put the colon. Control S and let's check it. You know, these small things we have to very careful about it, so that we don't face the problems. Now you can see here, it is giving me the answer for add. It is giving me 7, it is adding 2 and 5, and on multiply it is giving me the answer 10. Okay, so that means it is returning one value. Okay, so these functions are returning the one value, means it is returning a tuple, you can say that. Okay, what if I will store this value? Just suppose I want the different, like number 7 and number 10 in a different rows. Okay, so what I'll do, that then I will store it, function. Okay, and here I will give the same values 5. Now what will happen, this 2 value will go, the value will go to the add. Okay, and the whatever 5 will go to the, and the result will go to the multiply, result will go to the multiply. It will store the values. Fine, so now after that it will simply returning add. Okay, then after that it will return multiply. Okay, so if I will run this and check the output, now you can see here 10 is coming separately. Okay, and 7 is coming separately here. Okay, here. Okay, 7 and 10, so you can have the values in this manner also. So this was the, you know, simple thing, that function is returning the two values. Okay, it is giving me the two values here. Okay, so next is more about list, string and tuples. Okay, so we will talk about here now about this. Fine, So let's see what I am going to tell you about this. Just suppose if I have to create, just suppose I have to find out the range value between 1 to 10, or you can say 1 to 12. So how to have that value, how to have that tuple. Okay, just suppose I am creating the value over here. I am writing here number, okay, is equal to, I am writing here tuple. Just suppose I want to create, okay, then after that I am writing here range. Okay, so what range I want over here, just suppose 1 to random number 14. Okay, so I am taking this. Fine, after that if I will print number, so what will happen here now? So let me comment out this one, so that okay, great. Okay, so let's see and save and have the output here, so that we can easily find out the output. So you can see it is giving me the range, it is returning the tuple value over here 1 to 13, because I want the value between 1 to 14. Okay, so it is returning me the same values over here. Fine, so this is how we can create one tuple here, and we can have the range. Okay, just suppose if I have to create the list. Okay, I have one list. Just suppose let's take this one only, control C. Okay, I am writing here only. Okay, just suppose I am creating here number is equal to list. Okay, then wait a minute. Okay, and then after that I will simply print this. Okay, this was my list, I just have copied it. Okay, now you want to see that you want to have the list. Okay, so let me comment it out so that we can easily understand the things here. Okay, so next is number. Okay, so I have created this list. Now if I want to print this, what will happen? See, I am telling you how to create the tuple, how to create the list, how to create the string. Okay, so we will see the difference over here. Okay, so print, I will write here number. Okay, control S. Let's see, now you can see here it is creating a list, because one thing is that it is having the square brackets. Okay, so it is converting it into list. Okay, what if I will simply write here instead of list string? Just suppose I want it in the form of string. Okay, then what will happen here? Let's see, control S and then run. Let's check the output. Okay, now you can see here it is returning me the string here. Now you will see, but it is looking like tuple. Okay, so don't get confused here, because yes, of course it is returning only the string here. Yes, we can check with the type function also. So let's check whether it is a string or a tuple. Okay, so I am writing here tuple. Okay, then num. Okay, fine, sorry, type. Okay, clear. So let's save and run and check. Let me clear this. Okay, great. Okay, great guys, you can see here string, its type is string. It is printing this also, and it is telling you its type. So don't get confused. Okay, so that means it is converting, actually it is converting, creating the tuple also, and it is creating list also, and yes, of course it is creating the string also. Fine, so what if just suppose if I have a list inside the string. Okay, so what will happen then in that case? Okay, so let's see here, just a minute. Fine. So let's see here what will happen if I will create here number 1 is equal to string. Then I will create the list. If I will create the list inside it 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, that's fine. Okay, fine. So I am creating this value over here. Now after that, if I will print it, print number 1, and yes, of course, I would like to check its type also. Okay, y type number 1. Fine. So control S, oh, type. Okay, so let's see here the output what it is saying. So it is simply it is representing the string value. Okay, and it is showing you, it is converting it into string. Okay, you can see here, wait, yes, you can see here it is showing you this, but its type is coming string only, so it is a tuple. Okay, and yes, of course, because you have written here string and it is making it as string only, its type is coming string only. Okay, fine, I hope this much is clear to you. Okay, how to, so we simply have talked about here function returning two values. Okay, how to do that. Then we simple talked about list, string and tuples, how to convert it, you can say that how to have the range also. Okay, so this much that we have learned here. Now next is nesting of tuples. Okay guys, so next is nesting of tuple. Nesting means, when you can place one tuple inside the other tuple. Okay, you can add inside another tuple. So the items in the nested tuples can be combined together to form a new tuple. So let's see and do it and see the output over here. Okay, just suppose I am creating here first tuple 1 is equal to, just wait, 6a. Okay, so I am creating it here. Just suppose I am having uh, I'll write here Anu. Okay, then Sheetal. Okay, Alka. Okay, and then after that I'll simply write the few names like Suman. Okay, so just suppose I am writing, I have created first tuple here, then next is I am creating the next class 6b is equal to, I am creating the next one. Okay, so I am writing here 0 1 2 3. Okay, this much, fine. Now my next tuple would be class 6c is equal to, so simply let me create here, I'll write here hello, fine, Python. Okay, just suppose I'm writing over here this much. Okay, okay, now what I want to do, I simply want to have the combination. Okay, I simply want to combine it. Clear? So what I will do, I will simply just suppose I want class 6d is equal to, what I want to do, I want to combine 6a 6b 6c. So what I'll do, I'll simply write here 6a class 6b class 6c. Okay, I simply want to combine it. Fine. So after that, what I'll do, I will simply write here print. What I have to print here now, class 6d. This is what I want to print here. Okay, so that I can have my output. Control S, and let's print and check the output. Okay, Anu is not defined. Fine. Anu. Okay, just wait. Six C is not defined. It is saying that. Oh, oh my God. Fine. Now you can see here we can have here our list. So I got combined tuple with me. Okay, so here is first tuple, here is second tuple, and here is the third tuple. So you can say that class 6a, 6b, 6c, and they all are combined together to form a new tuple, that is 6d, class 6d. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you how to combine it, how to use the nesting of tuples. Okay, so next topic is here trans transversing transversing a tuple using in operator, using range operator. Range we already done here, so let's see here. Okay, so we know that the indexing over here, we always start this with the zeroth index. We always have the values. Positive index always starts from the 0 1 2 3. Okay, and the negative always starts from the -1. So transversing means we are starting from the, if we are starting from the back, like here if I have this list. Okay, if I have to check the index value of Anu, so what would be the value of Anu here? That would be 0. Okay, it is at 0th index. This is 1, this is 2. Okay, if I will go from the back, is -1, -2, -3. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's have example over here. For this, let's use the in operator. Just suppose my example is tuple. I am writing here tuple is equal to, let's create, okay, p, okay, just wait, h e l l o. Okay, then hello, simple. Okay, so I have created this tuple, so I am simply writing here for I in tuple. We have done this many times. Okay, fine. So after that, what I will do, I will simply print I. Okay, so let's see. Let me comment it out. Let me comment it out. Okay, so let's save and run the file and check. Now you can see how beautifully it is returning the output here, HELLO. Okay, so by using the in operator used with for loop, that iterates each element of a tuple in a sequence. Okay, so next is you can use the range function also. So let's see how to do that also. Let me clear this window first. Okay, how to use the range function. So let's Okay, let me comment it out. Okay, so how to do that? Just suppose we I'm simply writing here n is equal to tuple length. Okay, length of a tuple. Okay, fine. After that, what I will do, I will simply write down for I in range n. Okay, and then print then we have to print the tuple. Okay, fine. So here what will happen, you know, when this code will be executed, what will happen here, loop variable I will be assigned values from 0 to n minus 1. Okay, like that is 5. In the first iteration it will print tuple 0, that is p value. Okay, or h value. Okay, it is having the h value. Then after that it will tuple 1 go to, then it will return e value. When it will move to next, then it will return l, so on. So this is how it will work here. Okay, so let's see the output also. Okay, control s. Okay, it is saying that unexpected indent. Where? Let's check. Okay, okay, okay. Here. That was okay. For I in range. So you can see here that I am having the values with me. Okay, so what is happening here, as I told you that, so it will get the values. Okay, first it will check the length. Okay, so first it will check the length. Okay, then suppose it will go from 0th index, as I told you, so it will get h. When it will move to the next index value, e it will get, then l, then o. So this is how you can find the, you can have the different values. Okay, with the help of in operator also, and with the help of range function too. Okay, so next is here with me tuple slicing. Okay, the same thing, slicing means, you know, slicing is used to retrieve a subset of values. A slice of a tuple is basically its subtuple. Like if we are cutting down a cake a cake into the pieces, making the slices. Okay, or we are having the pineapple and we are simply cutting it with the help of knife, and creating the making the slices and serving it to others. Okay, so that means we are making the parts, we are making the different parts of one piece. Fine, so same thing we are going to do over here. Okay, just suppose if I am having the value here. Okay, like I'll use this only. Fine, so let me comment it out here. Okay, great, fine. So just suppose if I want here, I want to write here value. Okay, then that is my tuple. That is my tube. Okay, then I will write here what value I want, 5. Okay, and after that Control S, and if we will run this, what will happen? Nothing will happen because I did not print it. Okay, so let me print. Okay, like this. So let's wait. Okay, it is giving me the empty list here. Why it is giving me the empty list? Can you tell me here what is happening in this? So why it is not giving me the value, you know? So let's see. Because it is already having how many elements? The 1 2 3 4 5. So if I will write here 2, okay guys, then let's see. Now it is giving you the values, okay, after 2. So it is writing here, 0 1 2 L L O. Okay, so because I want the values after 2, okay, so that's what I have written over here. Okay, this one 2. Clear? So this is how we can have the values. We can do the slicing of your of your tuple. Okay, just suppose if I have a like tuple like just suppose I'm creating one tuple 1 is equal to mixed. Okay, that is red. Okay, then I'm writing over here yellow. Okay, after that I'm simply writing here one list. I'll write here list 1 comma 2 comma 3. Okay, then after that again I have mixed list. Okay, I'm creating the simply mixed one. Then I have x. Okay, then after that again I have one tuple here, that I can say 5 6 7. Fine. After that I have one python. Okay, then again I have one number. Okay, fine. So this is my first tuple. Now what I want to do, I want the values that from 2 to 3. Now you can see here, this is at 0th 1, this is at second place, third, fourth and fifth, and then sixth. So let's check if I have to find the value. Okay, like if I will write here tuple 1. Okay, tuple 1, then this, so 2 2 4. Okay, so let me print it, otherwise it will not show anything. Last time has happened. Okay, as you will do the practice, you will the concepts will be more clear to you. Fine, so let's see here the output. Okay, great. It is saying the invalid syntax. Where is invalid syntax? Tuple. Oh, what I have written, I think I have written something wrong here. What is here? Okay, okay, you can see here the values. So I have the value here 2 to 3. I was telling 0 1 2, and this is the third place. Okay, so this is how 2 to 4 I want. Okay, so it has given me 0 1 second place and third place value. Clear? So this is how we can have the values over here. Clear? Next is so let's move forward, and the next topic is tuple addition and concatenation, that we are already done almost. So that this we already done. Okay, concatenation means that how to join it. Okay, let's do it again, it will be the revision, but we have done here only. Okay, this one. Okay, so let's do the concatenation then. Okay, so for concatenation we use the plus operator. Okay, we use plus operator. So let's see here, if I have to concatenate the two things, just suppose I am creating here tuple 2 is equal to, I am writing here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now what I want, I simply want tuple 2. Okay, what 1, 2, 4. Okay, plus I want to combine these values, don't forget. Okay, then 5, 6. Okay, simple. Okay, so let's see what will happen. Let me write here print. Okay, control S. Okay, great. You can see here I am having this, that is my previous output. Okay, this is my list. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is simply joining. I told it 4 to 1 to 4. So that means 0, here 1, 2, 3. So it is combining 2, 3, 4 with 5 and 6. So here I have done the concatenation. This is how we can join the things with the another one. Okay, and we can have the simple tuple with us. Okay, multiplication also we have done. Okay, fine. Okay, next is in and not in operator. In and not in operator. Okay, in operator checks whether a given element is contained in a tuple. It returns true if element is present in the tuple, otherwise it will return false. So let's see. Okay, uh, let's talk about, that is membership operators. Okay, that is in operator and not in operator. Okay, so membership operators are the operators that are used to validate the membership of a value. That means it tests for a membership in a sequence such as string, list or tuples. Okay, so let's talk about first in operator. Fine, so what is in operator? It is used to check if a value exists in a sequence or not. Okay, evaluates to true. Okay, if finds a variable in the specified sequence, otherwise it will return false. So I simply have one program here for you, that is list 1 I have created 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. List 2 is 60, 70, 80 and 90. Okay, after that I'm simply writing here for item. Okay, I'm using the for loop for item in list 1 if item is in list 2. Okay, so I am checking the overlapping over here, means is there any item or from list 1 is coming in list 2. If it is coming, or okay, then we will say that overlapping, otherwise we will say not overlapping. Okay, so let's check it. Control S and I will run this. Okay, so the answer is not overlapping. That means because values are also different in both the list. Okay, so this is what about the in operator. But what about the not in operator here now? Okay, so again I have written one program for you. Okay, but we should know that what is not in operator first. Okay, it evaluates to true if it does not find a variable in the specified sequence. Okay, it does not finds, it evaluates to true if it does not find a variable in the specified sequence, otherwise it will return false. Okay, so I have a program with me. I have given the values here. X is equal to 29, y is equal to 40, and I have created one list here. Okay, so I'm checking here that if X not in the list. Okay, let me just uncomment it. Okay, so what I am trying to find here, if X not in the list, okay, so what you have to print, X is not present in the given list. Okay, what is X? That is 29 number. You have to check this number is present in this list or not. Okay, so otherwise if it is not there, you have to say X is present in the given list. Fine. No, so let's check for y element. Y is 40. Okay, if it is in the list, you will say y is present in the given list. If it is not there, else what it has to do, y is not present in the given list. So this is how you can use the program, okay, for in operator and not in operator. Let's run the and check the output over here. So it is saying that X is not present in the given list. Okay, what is X? That is 29 number. Of course 29 is not here in the list. Next is 40. 40 is present here, so it is saying that Y is present in the given list. So this is how we use the in operator and not in operator in the Python. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. So next are functions. Okay, let's see how to use the functions over here in this video. Okay, so first is length function. Length function means it will tell you what is the length of your tuple. Just suppose I have here tuple 1, so I want to have the length of tuple 1. So what I will do here, okay, I will simply write down print length whose length I want, tuple 1. Okay, control S and say run. Okay, it is telling me the length is 7. So let's see, is it true? Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Yes, of course, its length is 7 only. Okay, so let's see here. Next is count. Okay, so how to use the count? Count function is used to count the occurrence of an item in the tuple. Okay, so like if I will simply write here 4 4 4, and then I will write here 9. Okay, so let's see and write down here what was the tuple name, 2. Clear? So I will simply write here tuple dot count. किसको count करना है? 4. Okay, tuple 2. Fine. So if I will simply write down here and print, I always forgot to do this. Control S and run the file and see the output. So it is telling 4 is how many times? 4 times. So let's see, 1 2 3 4 times. Okay, so this is how we can use these functions, simple functions over here. First we have done length, another I am doing count, and the next one is any function. Any function returns true if the tuple is having at least one item. If the tuple is empty, it will return false. Okay, so how to do that? Just suppose I am creating here tuple 3 is equal to, okay, I'm writing here 2 comma this one. Fine. So next I am writing here print any, okay, tuple 3, okay, tuple 3. Fine, done. Okay, so control S, let's see. Okay, so it is giving the true value. Okay, that means what I said, if the tuple is having at least one item, it will return true, otherwise it will return false. Okay, so like if I will return here, I'll remove something, control S, and now I will run this. So you will see it is showing me the answer false. Okay, so this was my any function. Okay, now the next is minimum and maximum. That's very easy to find out the minimum value and the maximum value. So print minimum tuple 2, okay, control S, see 1, minimum value is 1 here, you can see. Okay, and let's check the maximum value too. Okay, if I will write here print max tuple 2, this one, control S, and then I will run this. So the maximum value is 9. Okay, so here the maximum value is 9 out of in this tuple. Okay, so this is how I can use the these functions. Okay, next is sorted one. Okay, so next is sorted. Okay, it is used to sort the elements of a tuple. It returns a list after sorting. Okay, so let's see, let's create the next value here. Tuple 4 is equal to, okay, I am simply writing here 10, 100 random values. Okay, 30, 56 something. Okay, then after that I am using print, then I will write here sorted to whom I want to sort, tuple 4. Okay, control S, and then I will run. Yo, okay, so you can see here it is sorted out here. This was my tuple. Okay, so it is sorted in the ascending order. Fine, so fine, the this is how we can have. Now you can see here it is returning me the list, it is not returning me the tuple. Okay, so return type is a list, not a tuple. The sequence in the original tuple, okay, that is tuple 4, is not changed, and the data type of tuple 4 still remains the tuple. Okay, but it is returning a type list. Fine, so next is the index. Next is the index method. Fine, how to, so index function simply find the first index of a given item and returns the index. Okay, so how to use it, just suppose if I am writing here answer, okay, answer 2 is equal to, and I am writing here a, okay, just wait, if I am writing here yes, okay, then I am writing here no. Okay, again if I am writing here yes, okay, again I am writing here no. Fine, this much. Okay, so what will happen here now in this index, what will happen, you know, the syntax, as per syntax it will we will write down the value. Okay, and yes, there are two optional parameters for the start and end of the tuples index. Okay, so index function generates an error when may be entered as a argument, as there is no such element present inside the tuple. Okay, so let's see. Okay, uh, if I will write here just suppose print answer 2, okay, answer 2 dot index, okay, whose index I want, no. If I will write like this, let's check what would be the output here. It is saying no is not defined. Okay, so what I'll do, I will change it to the like this, okay, and I'll have one bracket. Let's check name. No is not defined. No is not defined. Okay, is okay guys, so it is telling me what it is showing me, the value, one value, okay, so that means it is present over there, okay, so it is checking the index value, it is at first place 0, this is one place, okay, so this is how we can have the index value of our tuple. Clear? So next is comparing the tuples, how to compare the tuples here. So let's see, okay, just suppose I am having here tuple 5 is equal to like just suppose 0 1 2, okay, and then I am having tuple 6 is equal to, then I will have the value 0 3 comma 4, okay. Now what I want to compare, okay, so let's see, you know, when we will compare two tuples by using the comparison operators, the comparison operator starts by comparing the first element from each sequence, okay, if they are equal it goes on to the next element and so on until it finds that different element, okay. So let's see, so if I will write here tuple 7 is equal to tuple 5 is greater than tuple 6, okay, just suppose, so print tuple 7, control S and let's run. Okay, it is saying false. So how it is doing, I told this is greater than this one. If I will start comparing 0 with 0, both are same. If I will compare 1 with 3, so this one is small, how it can be greater than tuple 6 then? Okay, so it is giving me the false answer here. Okay, I hope these things are clear to you. How can we compare? Okay, you know, while comparing the integer and float, they it considered as same, okay. So like if you will simply write down here instead of greater than equals to, okay, then what will happen, let's check. Then again the answer is false. Why false? Because it is, I am asking tuple 5 is equal to tuple 6. No. Okay, fine. So this is how I can I can compare the tuples. Okay, so next is how to delete a tuple. Okay, if I have to delete the tuple, simply I will write down delete, okay, just suppose I am creating here tuple 8 is equal to simple 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 and I want to delete it, okay. So here first what I will do, I will simply print tuple 8, okay. I would like to see my tuple, then After that I will write delete tuple 8. Okay, so print, let's see. Oh, it is saying that syntax error, invalid syntax. Okay, so let's check. I will simply write down. You can see here. So first it is printing, after that it is not showing anything, it is empty, because after that I told it to delete. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you how to use the delete. First it is printing it, after that it is deleting it, so it is not showing anything. Fine, I hope these things are clear to you. Okay, whatever we have read today, there are many lot of things we have done today. Okay, so fine. So here are few things that I would like to tell you. Okay, you know, if I'll say that what are tuples here. So tuples are the containers, okay, that are storing the ordered collection of items. Tuples are immutable. Okay, it can store any data type. You cannot change tuples. Okay, but if you are having the list inside the tuple, yes, of course you can do add delete data from the list, okay, that is present inside the tuple. So fine, so here we learnt about the functions also, different functions, okay, that we should know that how to use these methods. Okay, so the important thing is here, what are the advantages, guys, now for using the tuples. You know, tuples are very fast and they use less memory, whereas list uses more memory. Okay, we can use the tuples in a dictionary also. Okay, but it's not possible with the list. Fine, we can access element with an index in both, okay, tuples and list. But what are the disadvantages? Okay, we are saying tuples are better than list, so I think it has the, you know, to disadvantages too. Let's see. So we can add, we cannot add an element to a tuple. Yes, that is true. We cannot sort a tuple, but in a list we can sort by calling list.sort method. We cannot remove an element in a tuple, but in list we can remove. We cannot replace an element in a tuple, but we can replace in the list. I hope tuples are clear to you. If you still have any type of doubt, you can watch the videos again and again. Okay, so we will see you. I'll see you in the next video. That is, our next topic would be dictionary in Python. Okay, bye. So dear, let's see the summary whatever we have read here. So first is, what are tuples? Okay, so tuple is an, you can say that, is an immutable sequence of values which can be of any type. Okay, and they are indexed by an integer. Okay, so this is tuple. Okay, fine. So next is how can we create a tuple? By using the parenthesis. Okay, so let's see. Creating a tuple is as simple as putting values separated by a comma. Okay, so we can say this. Fine. So how to create a tuple here? It is very simple. We can simply create a comma after the element, and we can create it. Okay, and it also uses parenthesis, that we know that we also use parenthesis. Okay, next it is saying to create a tuple with single element, final comma is very important. Okay, to create a tuple with single element, final comma, or you can say that after the element, okay, is necessary, you can say that. Okay, fine. Next is here, Python provide various operators that can be applied to the tuples, like addition, multiplication, in, not in, so many. Okay, so let's see. Python provides so many operators like okay, fine, etc. So we can say that that can be applied to the tuples, which can be applied to the tuples. Okay, so this is all about tuples. Next, what we have read here in the videos, transversing a tuple. So transversing a tuple means assessing each element of a tuple. Okay, this is known as transversing. So this can be done by using the loop. Okay, so this can be done by using looping. Okay, looping statement. So looping statement, it can be, looping can be you can say that for loop. Okay, for or while, that depends on you what type of loop you use. Okay, that is okay. And the another thing that we read here, that is we can use the number of methods also, number of functions also. Okay, so we can use number of methods. So we can use number of methods. Okay, methods like length, count, any tuple, max, min. So that we already read over there, number of methods. Okay, like max, min count. Okay, and you can say that sort sum. Okay, so here count will come. Fine, count, sort, etc. So that we already done, like we have done index method also. Okay, so here we can compare two tuples by using the comparison operators. Comparison, we can compare two tuples by using comparison operators. Okay, like we can say that greater than, less than, greater than, okay, and equals to, sorry, equals to, okay, etc. So that we can use all these things. Fine. So next is what we have read here. uh, del statement also we can use, that we done. Del statement is used to delete a tuple. Okay, so this also we have done. Fine. And for tuple assignment, number of variables on the left side of assignment and the number of elements on the right side must match. Okay, so let's see here. For tuple assignment, number of variables on the left side of assignment should match with the number of elements, number of elements on the right side. Okay, so this is all about tuple that we have read here. So let's have a quick read also. Okay, number one, what we have read here. Number one, tuple is an immutable sequence of values which can be of any type and they are indexed by integer. Number two, what we have read here, creating a tuple is as simple as putting the values separated by a comma. Okay, and it also, of course, it also uses the parenthesis too. Okay, and the third point that we have read, to create a tuple with single element, final comma means after the element is necessary. Okay, yes, of course, we simply cannot write like bracket 1 bracket. So we have to write bracket 1 then comma if you are creating the element with the single element, if you are creating tuple with the single element. Okay, number 4, we have read here, Python provides so many operators like plus, addition, subtract, division, in, not in, etc., which can be applied to the tuples. See, these things we already done in the videos. Okay, so fine. Okay, so fourth, we already done. So fifth point, so we have done the transversing also. Okay, in this current video only. Transversing a tuple means assessing each element of a tuple. This can be done by using the loops. The loop can be for and loop can be while. Okay, fine. and next is we can use number of methods too. Okay, number of methods like max functions, you can say that. Okay, like max, minimum, count, sort, index. Okay, you can use many methods. Next it is saying that we can compare two tuples by the comparison operator. Okay, so comparison operator means you can use greater than, less than, okay, and not equals to sign. You can use many operators over there. Number 8 is, it is saying that del statement. So del statement is used to delete a tuple. Okay, next is for assignment. If we have to assign, we are working on the assignment, so the values, the number of variable on the left side of the assignment, okay, should match with the number of elements on the right side. This is all about the tuples that we have studied over here. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. If still there is any doubt, you can read, you can watch the videos again and again. I hope there should not be doubt regarding tuples, huh? Okay, so thank you.